Did you know that God chose you? Yes, He did, friend. He really did. You know, if you read throughout the Bible, you will find very imperfect and messed up people, and God still used them. So it doesn't matter, your past. It doesn't matter all the mistakes you've made. In fact, God uses that even more, because it's through those trials and temptations that the Lord is more glorified. So if you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm just too messed up, I'm too beat up, there's no way God will use me. Friend, that is not true. Do not listen to the lies from the enemy. Because even from my past, I came from a lot of brokenness. Anyone that knows me knows I came from a lot of brokenness. And people that knew me from the past and they know me from today, they're like, wow, what happened? Well, Jesus happened. And yeah, it happened for me, but it can happen for you too. That's the beautiful part. You don't have to go to God and being all perfect and being all fixed up, because you'll never be perfect. You'll never be good enough. Even if the outside looks great, even if you do all the things, there's still inside that needs cleaned up, and only Jesus can do that. I think back on my days when I used to really rebel and I was really into partying and stuff, and I just remember thinking to myself, all this is going to make me happy. I'm going to feel included. I'm going to feel like I'm part of it. And just to find out at the end of that, I was just more broken and more ashamed and more, embarrassed of that. And, when you put off yourself and when you take all that stuff off and you put on Jesus, it's not easy. There's times where I get out in the world and I'm like, man, I feel like I don't fit in. But the thing is, that's really neat about how God works, is that all that stuff that the Lord cleans up in your life, people are watching you. They're going to see like, man, you used to be like this. You used to be like that. What's changed? Why are you the way you are now? And your answer can be, yep, Jesus. He was the only one that ever fixed me and ever can fix me, because I can't do it on my own. We can't do it on our own. So don't think that, if you meet a believer and you think, man, they have it all together. They don't. I promise you. The only reason why they seem like they have it together is because Jesus is the center. And you'll really be able to sniff it out, the fakes from the real ones. And when I say the real ones, they'll be the first to admit they're a mess without Jesus. Really. So that's what my message is to you today, friend. Don't think you're too lost and too far gone to be used by God, because that is not true. And another thing too is, if you were so messed up in the past, but now you're, walking right and you're doing the things right, God will put someone in your path that you can definitely relate to. And that's going to be so hopeful for that person, because they're going to be like, wow, you used to do that and you're like this now? That's so cool. So really, use those broken moments, use those things that had happened to you as stories and examples. Now, if you don't want to overshare, I get that too. There's like what I say, the, PG version of things. You don't have to go too far deep. Just pick out the little pieces that you can relate to with that person that God has placed in your path. And you'll see, it's just so cool to see as time goes on how God works. It's His story, friend, and we're part of that story. So let Him use you. Really, don't hold back and be shy and think you have to say all the right things and do all the right things. Just live it out in front of somebody. Really, you'll be such a blessing to them. And, and two, God is using you in His story. It's just neat. So I hope this helps you today, friend. And just remember, really, above all else, He does love you. The Lord Jesus loves you. And that's why He's placed you here, because He wants to fulfill His story with you in it. So don't waste the one life you have, okay, friend? I hope you have a wonderful day, and just know God really does love you. I'll see you in the next one.